welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. I want to say a big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here, for your friendship, for your support of me in the comment section, and especially your support of each other, because that was the goal of this channel in the first place. So thank you so much for being here, for returning, and for spending some of your precious time that you have here on this planet here with me. So thank you so much. If you have found yourself here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to this space with open arms. Please pull up a chair, grab yourself a cup of tea, some snacks, and we'll have a little chat, because we're all friends when we gather here at my table. Today's pick a card reading is about the person on your mind. You could be in no contact with them completely, or you guys are separated for some reason, because the topic today is will you reunite? The future of this connection. So is there going to be a reunion between the two of you in some way, and what is the future of the connection? We have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the Angel Tarot and this piece, oops, and this green succulent flower. Pile number 2 here with the Disney Villain Tarot and the pink rose. And pile number 3 with the Shadowscapes Tarot and this beautiful little blue flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting from Spirit. You can pause the video to take some time to meditate upon the piles. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. I just want to do a little quick aside to first of all, thank everybody for their comments in the comment section. Be sure to comment below if you're a subscriber so they can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading. But also, on top of that, thank you to the people who have notified me of spammers, who have themselves reported spammers. There's a lot of spam on the channel right now, and it's kind of going across YouTube as a bit of a plague of these spammers. So please protect yourself. I am in no way connected to WhatsApp at all. So be sure if you are connecting with me that you are connecting with me through one of the links that you find in my comment section, or in the description box below. But I am going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today's topic is the person on your mind. Will you reunite, get back together? What is the future of this connection? Hello, pile 1. You are drawn to the green little succulent here, or to the Angel Tarot, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, will you get back together? Will you reunite? What is the future of the connection? So let's take a look at the general energies between the two of you, the current state of the connection, the current feelings that this person has, and then we're going to look at the future of the connection and see if you will reunite. So what is the current state of this connection? What are the current energies that this person feels towards pile number 1, please? We have the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands can represent somebody who is a fire sign. You may also be a fire sign, but it really talks about a attraction, a focus. The King of Wands has a plan and he executes it. And he has a lot of desire and passion as well. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we also have the 4 of Wands. So this person, I feel like they waited too long in the past when it comes to you to act upon their intents. And I feel like even in the past they had plans when it comes to you. Like they had an intent towards you, but they just didn't execute that plan fast enough. They realized they may have missed out on something that could have led to a lot as well, because the Knight of Pentacles builds up a very strong foundation. We have here the 2 of Wands. I saw also the Page of Pentacles. You get the Temperance card. I'm going to put those ones back. How are they currently viewing the connection, this person on pile 1's mind? And we have the Page of Wands. Back of the deck is the 2 of Cups. So they are just as keen on reconnection as you are, and they are just as keen on expansion as you are. I feel like there may have been a really long period of time where you've been sort of waiting for this person to make some sort of move. And again, it feels like a really strong missed opportunity. They're still really curious about where this could go, where this could have gone, and where it still could go. So there's still an optimistic type of feeling here with that Page of Wands. Let's clarify that King of Wands, please. And that's still a very strong fire element here. Sagittarius is very strong right now. 6 of Swords. Their current energies towards pile 1. We have the Hierophant. Like they wonder, they think about, and they are kind of going over in this reflection about the past with you. They wonder if this could have led them to forever, if this could have led them to commitment, marriages, if you subscribe to that idea. We have the Six of Cups. Oh my goodness, I almost feel like this person's intent is to come forward in some way. They almost have this expectation, they themselves, that because of the nature of this connection, that they're going to get another opportunity with you. But they are a little bit insecure about how you view the situation. And they are living in a little bit of a fantasy world here. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. The two of you look good together. I feel like this person, they think that you look really good together and you complement each other really well. They are matching your frequency. They're trying to match your frequency. So it's almost like I'm seeing two magnets that are on the opposite ends, and they can't get to each other. They can't touch. Even though they're very attractive, they can't touch. Because they're matching your frequency. It's like if you're guarded, I'm guarded. And that could be what has caused a bit of the stagnation here and a bit of the separation. This person still holds you in a really beautiful light, though. A really beautiful light with the Six of Cups. And they are really longing for reunions here. They still kind of, I feel like their feelings for you are just as strong as they were back here in the day, or back whenever the last time you saw them. For some of you watching, it won't be a long period of time, but it feels like a long period of time potentially. But for someone watching, it is a long period of time. And it's like they do long to clear the air. And they feel like they have a lot to get off of their chest as well. So let's take a peek at the future of this connection. Let's see. Will you reunite? Will pile one reunite with the person on their mind? You have the Empress. We have the High Priestess coming out with the Eight of Wands. We have the Strength. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. Back of the deck is the Five of Swords. Let's clarify that Four of Swords, please, Spirit. The Ace of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords as well. And you'll see the Six of Swords over here, which sort of carries on this need for a transition, a stagnancy that kind of continues on into the future here. And I do feel like for some of you watching, you may be very well aware of your person's position, because you may be in a very similar position, because I feel like there are already foundations in place that are stopping this from happening. Spirit is not showing a reunion in the future. They see a lot of desire and fantasy that still runs rampant, but this person is kind of reeling from their own insecurity or their own position, or a combination of both. Even the Seven of Cups can talk about options that lie within their fantasies. So they could have, again, another partner. You may have a partner too at this point in time. So in the near future, we do not see a reunion coming in, but we do see communication potentially. Let's clarify that Six of Pentacles. The Six of Wands. So for someone watching, communication could open up, and that opens up a whole new doorway with that communication. But the physical reunion doesn't seem to be happening in a very timely fashion. And it's because somebody in this connection doesn't feel like they are in a position to make change, even though they actually are. It's just fear that they have to overcome or they have to tame in order to make that happen. But they feel in a helpless situation now, which is halting the trajectory of that communication that wants to come in. We have the Page of Pentacles. Back of the deck is a Seven of Pentacles with the Death card. So rebirths are possible here, Spirit says. Rebirths are possible, and you will hear from this person after a period of time. Now, this communication might be online of some kind, but again, that communication opens up the possibility of this doorway, of this death. You can see here, the death is not about a physical death most of the time when I'm dealing with my love readings. It's about a shift and a transition in this connection that is needed. But you can see this horse is like stomping on some little ones in order to sort of make the transition towards that gateway. So something may need to be put to bed here before this doorway opens up. I feel like what we do with that doorway, the confidence we show, the plans we make within it, are what's going to lead us to a physical reunion here. So we see communication opening up before we see the physical reunion, and we don't see the physical reunion happening as a surety. And since the future is a fluid one, we can work with this. Spirit says we can work with this, but patience definitely is required. There's the Temperance, and your position or their position, I feel it's a combination of both, are what lies as the barrier or are a huge factor in this connection as it stands right now. Let's get some advice from Spirit on what to do about this connection as it stands right now. What to do with this gateway that is, or the present energies involved here. Advice from Spirit for group 1, please. We have the Teacup, and it's coming out with the Freedom card. Both of them were in the reverse. I don't often read these reversed unless I really feel compelled to from Spirit, but we also have the Pond. So the first bit of advice from Spirit about this situation is, because the present energies are containing the desire for expansion and already a call for revelations and reflections, that's where they're starting with the Pond, is to start on a reflection, because there are fears that are being rooted in the present energy, and so we need to address those first, the fears, because those are what we need to tame. They are encouraging you to retreat, to reflect upon what holds you back, you know, the practicalities, whatever the case may be, from acting towards this person. And the Freedom card reminds us that we always have a choice to make. We have the freedom within our situation. No matter what our obstacles we perceive are, we always have some type of choice within that position to create change. I'm sorry about the noise. I feel like somebody outside is vacuuming or something, or leaf blowing. I don't know. Advice, please, for pile number 1. We have here, the situation calls for adaptability and ingenuity and innovation with the Monkey card. And when I see monkeys, I think about my own children. I think about kids bouncing around the room. So I feel like children could be a factor in someone's life, particularly the Divine Masculine in this connection. And we have the Beaver, productiveness. Go ahead and just do it. So if you are in a position where you can make a change, you have the Elephant, resolve, overcome any obstacle, where you can make change here. Spirit always encourages forward-facing momentum. They're always going to encourage us to speak our truth, to make bold steps, to tame those fears. So it's asking us to put some work into the obstacles that are in our pathway. And this back of deck card, you know, you will overcome any obstacle, is an assurance of the possibilities that still lie in this connection. There is still the possibility of that physical reunion because we have the communication opening up. We have victory there. And it's what we do with that gateway that really leads to putting our desires and our fantasies in the situation into action. In cases like this, though, truly, appearances can be deceiving. And in cases like this, it truly is easier to fantasize rather than to put it into fruition and make it real. Advice, please. Pile number 1. We have recovery. Any restrictions that we feel are in the way, we are the key to that. Even if we feel like there's unfinished business and we feel like there's closure that's needed within this connection, it's a reminder from our guides and angels that no one can actually give us closure. So if we're just looking for closure in this connection, Spirit wants to steer you away. They want to be like, you won't gain closure here. It's just going to light things up again. It's just going to fan a flame. It's just going to fan a fantasy. And then we're going to have some real reflecting to do within that. So if we're just looking for closure, they want us to seek that inwardly from ourselves. But if we're looking for reunions, then that's what this is their advice to you. We have the Discovery card and we have the Service card. Back of the deck is the Gratitude card. And the Gratitude card is always relevant in any type of card reading that I do, because Spirit is always going to tell us to plant a seed of gratitude and happiness and joy in this present moment. That's a great place to start anyway. There is this feeling of the epiphanies and the feelings that are really intense within this connection were discovered amidst this disconnect and amidst the walkabout that has happened within this connection. This person, or perhaps you, this could be switched. The energies could be reversed, but there's somebody within this connection that feels like they are responsible for a lot right now, and they may be sacrificing some of their emotional happiness for other people, like children, like spouses, like whatever the case may be. They feel like they are sacrificing themselves in a way for right this moment. Let's get a couple of thoughts from this person. What are they thinking about you right this moment? What is Pile 1's person thinking? That this is my soulmate. That I missed out a chance on my real soulmate. On someone that could have fulfilled me in every way. And the romantic feelings that I have are real, and I wish I had explored them. And it's like they still hope to explore them. They're still fantasizing about exploring them. What are they currently thinking? We have the snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, and the other woman. As I said, I feel like there could be other connections here for someone watching, perhaps on both ends. And there is this air of like being found out. It's like I'm afraid someone's going to find out about my feelings for you, or my reputation is going to take a hit because of this situation. And you may feel that way too. You may feel like you're looking over your shoulder. We have healing heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. The healing heartbreak is talking about the pain that they're experiencing because of these epiphanies. It's like a bittersweet type of revelation when we realize what we've missed out on. It's like, yes, it's great to recognize a connection like that, but it also hurts to realize that we're not going to experience it right now. And they're also trying to figure out and navigate around their current position and how you and their desire for you fits into that in the long term. We have lightning, sudden changes, shocking news, surprise, transformations, and upheavals. So there could be a very sort of surprising communication that shows up for you. And this could be really what they're experiencing right this moment. There could be a huge upheaval that's happening in their life as we speak. Their current thoughts right this moment for Pile 1, please. Do they hope to reunite? They want to know if too much time has passed, if you've been separated for too long and that you don't feel the same way as you used to in the past. They are stagnant at this moment. They can't come forward right this moment. But Spirit is asking you to expect delays here. We have, I'm losing hope. And that's the Four of Cups. That's the Four of Cups. It's like, I'm losing hope. Is there anything I can do to switch things and change things here? And that's why the Strength is up top. The top cards are my reading. The bottom ones are my supports. And so it's about pushing through those fears. The only person that can give them hope back is themselves. I'm watching you from the outside, keeping tabs on you, perhaps through social media, if they're able. And despite appearances, I miss you regardless of how things are looking on the outside of things. Back of the deck says, I've got some things I need to say and I want to say them. I have things left I need to say. And we had that Six of Swords multiple times coming out as far as this desire to get something off of their chest. So they may call it closure. They may say this is closure for me, but truly it's not closure. It would be a stir up of more. Feelings right this moment for Pile number 1, please. We have a rising above, clarity, freedom, and solution. The clarity has come in. It's giving them a bit of a sense of peace, a recognition. They're trying to rise above so that they can find a solution to get towards you. And we have perception, beyond the veil of illusion. And we have the Discovery card too. So look beyond immediate appearances here in this connection. Look beyond their position in life, beyond appearances if you're keeping tabs on them online. Look even beyond the obstacles here, which I feel like here's the Ten of Pentacles, could be a family unit with children for someone. This is a collective reading, so I can't possibly tap into everyone's situation 100%. So if that doesn't resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading. But they want you to look beyond appearances so that you can connect within it on a deeper level to see the truth. Back of the deck says eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. I do definitely feel like there are potential openings in the future for reunion here for you, pile number 1. You have communication coming in first, so that's the doorway. It's what you decide to do and how brave and vulnerable you both decide to be in that moment. Risks are involved, potentially, and some consequences, but there's consequences good and bad to everything. Advice in the bowl for pile number 1, please, about this connection. Oh, I'm missing them all. I'm going to throw these ones back. We have the Hierophant reversed, we have the Nine of Swords reversed, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Hierophant reversed can talk about institutions that are starting to crumble, can talk about your position or their position, perhaps a combination. And they don't want to cause havoc in your life right this moment, but I feel like they're also dealing with some havoc in their life potentially. This Nine of Swords in the future position, though, is a good sign for me because it's in the reverse, and that means it's a release. It's a relief from some of that torment, from that pain and that worry that they had. It's like they're bringing in clarity for you. So communication will at least bring clarity of their feelings and the situation at hand, and it's what you do with that communication that will lead to more. In the bowl today we have the marble, and this marble is a world marble, but it has a striation on it that I found in my garden. I dug it out of the dirt. So there's unfinished business here. We have Scorpio. We also have Pisces. We have the umbrella. And this is a protective type of charm. It also talks about pain that we're experiencing and waiting for that rainbow at the end of the tunnel. There's an expectancy of reunions here. We have the little Sheltie dog. I also think of family situations with the little Sheltie. We have Forget-Me-Not. And we also have the anchor, which is about stagnation and being stuck. We have the butterfly, a symbol of transformation. We have Made with Love. That's a child charm as well. And we have a commandment from the Bible, and I have to get it close to my face because I'm blind. And it says, honor thy father and thy mother. So there's, I feel like there's familial expectations, there's societal expectations on this person or perhaps on you. There's definitely a fear of being judged by other people. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today, and I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your comment in the comment section. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell. You can check out my account for Etsy for a personal reading, and I'm also on Instagram, and those links are below. But I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello everyone, in pile number 2 you were drawn to the pink rose, so we'll plop that right in there, or maybe you're drawn to the purple deck here. This is the Disney Tarot, which is it's my new deck, so I'm playing with it a lot, so that's why I'm using it again today. And this is your reading. Will you reunite, get back together with this person? What is the future of this connection? So we're going to start with a look at their current feelings and energies towards you, and then we're going to look into the future and see what is happening in the future of this connection, and some advice from Spirit for you on what to do, or their advice on I don't ever like to say they're telling you what to do because they're not, but they're gentle nudges, they're suggestions. So what is the current energies of pile number 2, please, between them and the person on their mind? How does this person currently feel about the situation? We have the Two of Wands. Currently happening in this connection, and how does this person currently feel? We have the Emperor, and it's coming out with the 4 of Coins. So actually the 9 of Coins, I'm sorry, I was wrong with my Roman numerals, and that's why I was looking at it so long, because I realized my mistake. So there is this sense of his position or her position being a bit of an issue now. I feel like they're still very physically attracted to you as well. You have the Hanged Man. How are they currently feeling? You have the Ten of Cups. Ooh, I saw the Ace of Wands. So they're definitely thinking about you. And we have the Three of Wands. There are some very similar vibes here to pile number one. Some very similar vibes. We also have the Sun card on the back of the deck. Let's clarify that Two of Wands. There could be Leo energy here. Their current feelings towards you. The Page of Wands. So this person fantasizes about you. They still fantasize about feeding that curiosity. And I feel like this might not even be like an ex. It might just be somebody that never got a chance to act upon you, or they had a real crush on you. They could be a friend. It doesn't feel like you were dating. It feels like there was like some type of flirtation, perhaps, a back and forth. But it's like they thought you were out of their league perhaps at the time. They feel like they're more in league with you now. Like their confidence has risen a little bit since you've seen them. But it may be your position or their position that stops you guys from sort of moving forward right this moment. We have the Seven of Coins. And there's this patience or maybe impatience being exercised here with the Seven of Coins and the Hanged Man, because there's a surrender to the situation. There's a surrender to my position, and a surrender to how things are. It's like, I don't think, in the first pile it almost felt like they expected a reunion. I don't necessarily think this person expects a reunion. They would just like one. It's like a do-over when it comes to you. Ace of Coins. Because they don't have enough experience with you, or they're not projecting enough experience with you or emotional attachment to you to know for certain that you are for sure this gateway to emotional happiness. But they're curious enough about it that they wish they had gone through that gateway to figure it out. They're curious about that. For someone watching, it may be quite a few years that you haven't seen this person. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Back of the deck is the Devil, Capricorn energy, and we have the Eight of Swords. Look at this kind of scary Eight of Swords. We have the Knight of Coins underneath. Now, the Knight of Coins does speak about somebody who was kind of really dependable. Maybe, again, someone in your past that you really depended upon them, or they were always there for you in some type of way. They've continued that trend even as the separation has been, rampant. They've continued that personality trait. And they are someone who says that they do have a lot of responsibilities potentially right now, and they are kind of trapped by their responsibilities. I don't like to use a word like trapped, especially if this is like a family unit or something, because I don't see like children and family as a trap, but this person uses that as this, because they're not seeing things 100% clearly. Or maybe they are, they just don't want to admit it to themselves, that they could still detach themselves from those responsibilities. They could if they wanted to, but they feel like they should not. They feel like they should not. And even in this Knight of Coins, I don't know if you've ever watched the Aristocats, but this is like Edgar, who's taking a whole basket full of kittens and their sleeping mama to drop them off so that he doesn't have to be responsible for them. Like it's a sense of like, this is a bit of a burden on me and that's what's holding me back type of energy. I feel like they have always been a little bit intimidated by you as well, this person, but they still wonder. They still wonder if, and they feel like there is some type of fated connection here, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have this Four of Wands. They think that this, and they're still sort of, I don't want to say they're obsessed over you, but they're a little bit obsessive over you. Like I feel like they do watch you, or they think about you too much. In their opinion, it would be too much. Or not, the amount that they think about you is not appropriate to their position or their station right now in life, so to speak. But let's take a look and see what their current feelings are. We'll continue with some Oracle. What are they currently feeling? Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Now, this particular card for me always speaks about whisking you away on a secret vacation. It's like they fantasize about throwing away some of the responsibilities for a time and just whisking you away to see, to feed the curiosity, to see what happens. We have, it is safe for you to love, open your heart and receive the highest energy of all. And I feel like their confidence was not strong enough for them to seek out where this could have led them, this flame inside of themselves for you. I feel like they didn't have the confidence then, but because that confidence has grown over time, it's like they've had enough experience under their belt now that they're prepared for that. They're like, it is safe for me to love. I could have left and I should have left and I would leap again. We do have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And this is speaking to me in many ways because it's speaking to me about the situation that they wish they could release sometimes. And it's also talking about perhaps the emotional toll that this connection sort of takes on them with this devil. Because she looks like she's exhausted. And this devil talks about a bit of an obsession or a codependency that exists within the connection somehow. Let's get a couple of message cards from this person before we look into what's going to happen in the future. Are you going to reunite? So what are they thinking right this moment, please, for pile 2? What are their thoughts right this moment for pile number 2? You are my soulmate. You are my soulmate. But it took time and experience to recognize that, perhaps. You send me mixed signals. And I feel like there was a lot of cat and mouse or a lot of flirtation that happened in the past. And maybe that was like, you're looking back, like that was not a mixed signal. I was full on flirting with you. Like, you know, wake up and smell the coffee. It was not mixed signals, but they're calling it mixed signals because they didn't have the confidence to act upon all of the flirtation. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of no contact. And you know, I'm interested to see what the future holds here, because right now in their current energy, there's this expansion with the Wheel of Fortune, which can talk about some changes or events that pop in. So I'm very curious to see what the future is going to hold. Don't give up on us. That's too many, Spirit. Let's try one more. You take my breath away. The distance between us is killing me. So the honeymoon, you can see, is in a boat. So you may live in different parts of the country now, or even different countries potentially. You drive me crazy. And I think about you too much. And I'm growing impatient. And I feel hung up. And I'm a bit obsessed over you. Because all they have to go on is all of the fantasies, all of the flirtation. That's all they have to go on. And when a flame is lit, it doesn't take long to fan that flame and it starts to get out of control. How are they currently feeling about pile number 2, please? We have I am coming, trust. We also have here, I want you to choose. I want you to do the hard work here. I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to have to release myself from these prisons. I don't want to have to act upon my position. I just want you to do all the work. Let me hold you and listen to your heart. It's like they wish they had listened to their heart. And this is also speaking to me too about intuitive communication that you may feel is going on in this connection as well at this time. I'm too afraid, because of the 8 of Swords, I'm too afraid to talk to you. I'm too afraid of creating havoc. Back of the deck, so though it says I'm ready, and I dream about you a lot, but too much. It's like I wish I'd leapt. I wish I'd leapt, but there is dangers in leaping, and I feel like I think about you way too much. So let's take a look at the future of this connection. Will you reunite? Will you reunite with this person on your mind? Is there a possibility of a reunion here, Spirit? And what does that look like? We have the 9 of Pentacles. You know, when the 9 of Pentacles comes up, that means that position is a big deal. Appearances might be a big deal. the effort we've put into that position, you know. You have the Judgment. Will they reunite? The King of Cups. Eight of Wands. I feel like you do live quite far from this person potentially. Because even the Eight of Wands can talk about how you'd have to travel by air potentially to have that happen. The Magician. Seven of Cups is the back of the deck for now. Let's clarify this row here. The Six of Coins. There are some very similar vibes. Ooh, Three of Cups. So the Judgment card is a call for reflection. It's asking us to look into the past and the mistakes we made in this connection, and to also reflect upon our current position, our current feelings, to just sort of get everything narrowed down and clarified for ourselves in the present moment before we set expectations for the future. And within that, once we do, you know, the purpose of that reflection is to create change, is to create new beginnings and the reunion that we're looking for. I feel like communication is going to open up for you. Yeah. That's a heavy seed to be planting there in this present energy. Yeah, I think that you guys have some time to wait and some effort to put into some of these reflections, because there are still restrictions in place, which is adding on that time. And that, you know, we have this, well, we have the Seven of Wands, and we also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is again a call for patience for us. But underneath that is the Death card. And within that new beginning and this rebirth that is possible is the ability to rebuild a foundation. But also within this Death card, I feel like is one foundation perhaps needing to be put to sleep or to bed in order for that new possibility to open up. So I feel like there is great potential for reunion here. Definitely going to be communication that opens up, which is sort of very similar to Pile 1, so you might want to check that reading out as well. But there's such strong emotion attached. Even though we started out, it's interesting because we started out as the pages, as the Page of Wands, which is desire and lust and curiosity and sexual frustration and all of those things. And now they've switched the gears and they're like, this is, like I said, it feels like a friendship. But underneath the guise of the friendship is the deep affection, is the deep connection as well, and the love, because the King of Cups is here. So I do feel like patience is a virtue, as my grandmother would have said. Patience is a virtue, and some effort is going to be needed to make it happen, a physical reunion happen, because there is restrictions here that need to be adjusted due to our responsibilities. And there are possible restrictions when it comes to, not restrictions, but challenges when it comes to getting together physically, because I feel like there is a space between. Even this Temperance card, you can see a long road to the success here, to the Sun. I feel like you guys live far apart, and it's going to require some effort there. But Spirit says that there are new beginnings that are possible to us, but it's what we do. That's what we always say. You know, we always say that it's the doorways open up, but Spirit doesn't shove us through those doorways. We have to walk through them. And within that doorway, oftentimes is a hurdle that we have to get over first before we reach the other side. So it's about, when the communication opens up, putting the effort into that, and taking the guided steps we're asked to take if we want reunions to happen here as well, which means that reflection is really necessary if we're the ones that are feeling this restriction, because we can't control another person's thoughts, feelings, or intentions, or their actions. So all we can do is control our own perception of things, our own energy. We can maintain our balance. And if this is truly a divinely guided connection, then that balance will have an effect on this person as well. But I see possibility here. I see communication, which opens up the possibility for a new foundation to be built. So that's very, very exciting. Let's get some advice from Spirit. Advice, please, for Pile 2 on what to do with, we have the Healing. The Healing card, it's kind of like the Temperance card, because there's a lot of healing that happens within this, you know, interim, in the in-between, while we're waiting for the connection to open up or the possibilities to open up. There's a lot of healing that is needed. Part of the healing is dealing with this insecurity, or our fears, that truly hold us back. Because like I said, these are prisons of our own design. And we're not seeing things clearly with the Eight of Swords because we're allowing all these swords to create a sort of a cluster of confusion for us that we can't seem to escape. So, or we need to heal ourselves from that situation. And also healing perhaps a physical situation as well. We have the Lantern. So Spirit's advice to you is to make a practical, tangible plan towards your goals. And they want it to be flexible, these plans that we make for ourselves, and to expect detours, because that's what leads to our adventures, which leads to us forging our fires and moving past and ascension and all those beautiful things. But we need to start with at least a rough estimate of how we're going to get to where we're going to get, or what we can do to shift the energies here on our part. We can't throw all of our expectations at another person and expect them to fulfill them for us. So it's about making sure we're aware through the retreat that we do, because the Hermit also goes into a meditative state in order to really hone in the truth and how they perceive it. But it requires a flexible plan. It requires a practical plan towards our goals here. We also have the White Dress. So this is about commitment. This is about tradition. And I feel like there's someone watching that could be committed in some type of way to another person, or maybe this person on your mind is committed to someone. Again, it also could be a combination of the two. Advice, please, for pile number 2. Confidence, be bold, and take charge. So there is a call for Spirit saying that you might have to be the one to, well, I mean, to create change here, you might have to be the aggressor. You might have to be the one that takes charge in this situation. We also have decisiveness. It's time to make a decision and take appropriate action. It's kind of like the Chariot energy. You know, once we decide where we want to be emotionally, it's about not deviating from that plan, no matter what the distractions may be. And the Lion asks us for courage. It says, ask for what you want, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. But be careful what you wish for, because Spirit says you just might get the opportunity to get it. And then if you do, and that opens up, they want you to reflect, so you're not in this state and you're able to walk through. That nothing is restricting you. No physical binds, no emotional binds as well. We have walkabout. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. I feel like in many instances in life, there's all these examples in our own experiences where we look back and we have so many regrets. It's like shoulda, coulda, woulda. And it's like we feel like all of these epiphanies come in a little too late. But that's just sort of that's how we discover who we are. That's how we have these revelations, is by making what we perceive as mistakes and what Spirit perceives as experiences. We do have Anthony's call in the back of the deck, though, which I love. It says, in thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost, so can be found. And St. Anthony was the patron saint of lost things. But he helps you find those lost things. So you can reach out to him perhaps in spirit, but also is a beautiful message from your guides and angels that all is not lost here, and that the possibilities are still open to you in this connection. Let's get a charm bowl for you, group 2. Charm bowl, please, for group number 2. Future of this connection in the bowl. I missed the bowl. We have the Five of Wands reversed. We have the Six of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. So the Ace of Wands reversed is a bit of a stagnation, or being stuck in a bit of a rut. It's like false starts, a little bit of a slowdown. That's why we have this patience required of us. And it's because we're not, we see this challenge in front of us, and the challenge is our insecurity, perhaps competition, jealousies. There's all sorts of negative vibrations with that Five of Wands, but it also helps us to remain determined to overcome these obstacles. And the Six of Wands is our guide on how to do that. Confidence is our key to success here. Staying focused on the goal and focused on the plan that we have for ourselves is the path to success here as well. And also maintaining as much as we can control over our reactions, our emotional reactions that can lead us to feelings like this of insecurity, which lead to us feeling trapped in that insecurity and unable to shake it, which just causes, a slowdown for what we want. think it's complicated in this case, though. I feel like there are so many complications that make it, it's easy to say, you know, just step out in boldness, but there's complications. We have the frog, which is a very spiritual in nature creature, which talks about somebody who could be very intuitive. We have forever and gentle. We have V. We have the pineapple, which is a symbol of friendships and reunions, so I like that. We also have the stethoscope, so there could be a hospital or a nursing connection. Somebody who your heart beats very quickly, or their heart beats very quickly when they were around you in the past, or a blocked heart chakra, because there is a call for healing, because we have the starfish in the bowl as well, who can lose a limb and then regain that limb over time, which I'm sure is a very uncomfortable and long process. So this person has exercised patience, even in the want of you. All right, group number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And make sure you drop a comment below if you do, so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I would like to offer a chance to win a free mini read on my Instagram in the next week or so, so please be sure to check out that link too. And I have an account with Etsy for personal readings, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello everybody, in pile number 3, you are attracted to this little blue flower, or to the Shadowscapes Tarot, which is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And this is your reading. I just want to plop this where it's not going to take up space. The person on your mind, will you reunite? Will you get back together? What is the future of this connection? We're going to start with the current energies between the two of you and their current feelings. And then we're going to see what the future holds, and some advice for you from Spirit as well before we do the charm bowl for you. So let's take a look at their current feelings towards you and the current energies of this connection as it stands. We have the Four of Swords, so definitely in disconnect, a period of rest. Sometimes the Four of Swords talks about healing that's required as well, because of this connection in some way. You are definitely on their mind during this period of time as well. How are they currently viewing the situation with their current feelings? We have the Ace of Wands, so yeah. Not only are you on their minds, but they are also fantasizing about what they wish they could do, should have done. And it may be a very slow process or a long process of no contact. I'm just looking at this background in the card. I don't know if you guys can even see it. The little mushrooms here in the background of this card. It's like slow growth. Slow growth. The current feelings for you. We have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is about sadness. I know the Ace of Wands doesn't usually lead to like an epiphany of sadness. You know, it's usually inspired thought that leads to like action. But when they think about you, it does ultimately make them feel sort of sad. We have the Judgment as well with the Hanged Man. And I think it's because they feel like their position doesn't afford the ability to come towards you. And so their desires, or these epiphanies that they've had about their feelings for you, are sort of going to lay on deaf ears, or they feel like they are. We have the Emperor on the back of the deck. So that Three of Swords could be third party for you or for them, maybe both, but we're going to clarify that in a moment. We do have the King of Pentacles though. And I saw the Emperor, which they are very fatherly type figures of the deck too. We have the Knight of Swords. And you can see in this King of Pentacles, he is rooted to the ground in the base of that tree. And that doesn't offer a lot of wiggle room to carry forth any type of information towards you, because of the consequences that might kind of come about because of this foundation that they find themselves a party to. The Ten of Pentacles is also sort of their wish for the future of this connection, because this Judgment card is a call for new beginnings. It's a cry out to the heavens for a fresh start or rebirth or transitions. But we have the Eight of Swords, and that is a card of restriction. This poor swan. And you know, swans mate for life. Yeah, they mate for life, and this is only one swan trapped by itself. And if you look underneath, you can almost see the bones of like another swan. And so it's like they feel like they are trapped for life, perhaps in a situation currently, but it also feels like they're trapped with this connection. They're trapped in the tethers of their feelings for you, almost. We have the Ace of Swords. I feel like the epiphany about the depth of how they feel for you came after. The revelations about the truth of this connection or your purpose in their life came after. And I feel like you've had a really big impact on this person, whether you realize it or not. I feel like there's been a really big impact that you've had on this person's like spiritual ascension, or the way that they view things, or just your connection has had a big impact on them. We have the Ace of Cups. This person would love to have a do-over with you. They'd love to get a chance to express themselves, have a fresh start. We have that Ten of Pentacles again. It's coming out underneath this Hanged Man and the Judgment card. This person could actually be very sort of fearful of being judged as well, in a very literal sense with that card. They could be very fearful of stepping outside of something that they've spent so much time investing into. Sometimes we make entire life decisions based on the opinions of other people. Can we clarify the King of Pentacles, please? Their current feelings for you. We have the Seven of Pentacles. They are sort of like, part of them is chomping at the bit to come towards you, and part of them is trying to maintain patience as best as they can. We have the Empress here on the back of the deck. And we have the Sunshine. Thoughts of you, as I said, it's like a blessing and a curse, because thoughts of you light them up, but also thrust them into reality at the same time. It's like a double-edged sword for them, because once it's like that epiphany that we talk about, you know, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see something, it's ingrained into your brain. Once you know something and a truth comes out, it's ingrained into your brain forever, and you can no longer see the injustice on the other side of it. And it's like that because now they've seen you as this divine counterpart. In this particular instance, it's the Empress. You could be a Leo as well. And there's the Emperor. So the Empress and Emperor together, and that's the aha moment. That's the revelation. That's what they see clearly now, truly, is that the two of you are linked, should be together. Like, but it's like, I weave my own destiny here. I weave my own destiny. I've made my bed, and now I have to lie in it, is what it feels like. And it's going to require a lot of effort to come towards you. And they do feel drawn to that. They do feel drawn to you in a very intrinsic way. Let's get a couple more feelings here. Their current feelings of pile 3, please. We have free yourself of guilt, or I was going to say free yourself of guilt and shame, but this free yourself, it's time to take back control of your life. And you can see this unicorn, it has a very long horn on it. It's a very unique connection in this person's eyes, and I feel like you feel that way too. Like, it's a very serendipitous type of connection. But this unique creature is being tethered and collared and controlled in other environments that it doesn't belong in. We also have religious factors, and this is always a marriage card for me, or there could be cultural issues too that keep this person feeling stuck. But this is always a marriage card for me, the religious factors, because it's about the institutions, the promises, the vows that we make. Playfulness on the back of the deck says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And you may have been very flirtatious with this person, and you represent more of a freedom that they are experiencing now. When they fantasize about you, it doesn't contain the tethers that they feel are holding them back in life. What are their current thoughts? Pile number 3, please. What are they currently thinking right this moment? And we'll look into the future in a moment too and see if there is going to be a reunion here. What does the future hold? Now, they're already coming out in this energy is this sense of responsibility and placement being very paramount and important. And we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is talking about patience being required. So that might be an indicator of what is coming. I go home all to myself, but I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like emotionally they feel that way, because I feel like they are surrounded. I've kept so much of myself hidden to the people around me It's almost like they're saving a special part of themselves just for this connection. I didn't want you to rely on me because I have other responsibilities with that Three of Pentacles. Whoops. Because it is easier to fantasize than make it real. I've got a lot more here, but we're not going to pull all of these. It says you're the one that cut me out. Like there could have been very flirtations, or maybe you gave them mixed signals. They feel that way. I've never felt like this before. I'm not ready to share. King of Pentacles. It's like I want my cake and eat it too. I'm not ready to walk away from my foundations, but I'm also not ready to give up on this connection. I was really unfair to you, and the situation feels unfair because that's the Justice card. It wanted to come out reverse. It's like things are unfair, but it's like I have responsibilities, and this could lead me to I feel like it could literally lead them to legal issues if they decided to expand with you. I'm making plans though for us, but it did want to come out reversed, that Page of Pentacles. We also have the emerging idea, passion, and creativity. The Ace of Wands reversed. Again, delays. So let's take a look at the future then. Spirit's giving us these little inclinations that we might have to wait for opportunity. And we're going to get advice from them as well. So let's take a look at the future of this connection. Will they reunite? Will there be a chance for reunion and advice as well after that? We have the Ten of Cups coming out. Ooh, we have the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Or, I'm sorry, the Queen of Swords. There could be someone watching here that is very much aware that in order to make space here, you might have to walk away from something that isn't fulfilling you now. We're also looking at third party and the Five of Cups. And there's like an acknowledgement of that. And it's like really brings us down because we don't want to cause pain and we don't want to cause... we don't want to cause disappointments. And it is easier to sit in our own pain than to risk hurting other people sometimes. We have the Seven of Swords. Will there be a reunion in this connection? We have the Three of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Tower. So let's clarify this row. The Empress. I feel like it could be the Divine Feminine here that has the foundation in place. Again, if you resonate with that energy, of course it can be reversed, and it can be also a mutual situation as well. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. So it definitely could be a third party situation here. Because it's interesting. We have the Three of Wands. There's 3 cups that are fallen over here as well. And then we have the Three of Wands as well. So it's about hurting other people. It's like we are trying to avoid that. We're trying to keep this a secret so that it doesn't hurt other people, because we have responsibilities and roles that we are party to that don't allow gateways at this time, perhaps. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Move this over. And we do have the Page of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands. Spirit says you should expect a delay here. You should, and it may be a profound one. It may be still like some patience is definitely required here. But we have this Page of Pentacles on the back of the deck. Does it have so many challenges within it? Yes. And I feel like you understand the complications 100%. And you know what I mean when I say it's really complicated. It's really complicated. But the Seven of Wands doesn't indicate a challenge that we can't overcome. It is not an impossibility. It's just going to require this meditative state. It's going to require a lot of reflection. It's going to require healing, and it's going to require space between the two of you, because there could be something involved here. There could be something in place that is not, that requires stability right now. The Hermit. And because that foundation is in place and it's such of a practical nature, it's going to take a practical plan to get out of. And that takes time, and it takes courage. And that's something that we're not feeling rifed with right this moment. We have the Star card, but it's like hope is not lost here, Spirit says. Hope is not lost. Opportunity is coming. Can we clarify the Page of Pentacles? Whoops, this deck is hard to shuffle. It's so teeny weeny. We have the Page of Wands. It's going to be their curiosity that drives them to you, that drives them to potentially communicate with you or reach out to you in some type of way. But there's going to be a delay. There's the Four of Cups and the King of Pentacles, because right now somebody in this connection either doesn't have wiggle room, and they know they need to take actions in order to create that wiggle room, or it's like people feel powerless to create change here because of their positions. But that's why all of these reflective cards keep coming out. That's why Spirit's asking us to reflect upon that, because they say even when we use things like, oh, well, there's kids involved, or there's this involved, there's space involved, there's distance, whatever the obstacles are, and they are complicated. I'm not trying to minimize that. They're complicated here. And there's a lot of sacrifices I feel like would have to be made as well. And so, but when something like this sort of comes up and there are obstacles involved, it's about the clarity that we need to understand that they're there and they're scary, but that it's not about doing something unafraid, it's about doing something afraid. It's you know, nobody ever is on their deathbed and regrets, you know, the things that they leapt into. Even if it failed, I don't feel like people do that. I don't feel like they're like, well, I tried that business that first time and it didn't work out, and then maybe that led me to the second business. But you know, it's not like they regret those things. It's not the leaps. It's the fear-based comfort zones that we fall back into that we end up regretting. So Spirit says that there is potential in the future for new reunions. And I just want to clarify that. Knight of Pentacles, please. Five of Cups. And it's that's what we're grappling with. That's what's slowing everything down, is this perspective, this need for perspective shift. Because I feel like it's easier to convince ourselves that we've lost the opportunity and we need to stay where we are, instead of actually facing the actions that need to happen. Because some of those actions, like I said, are difficult to make, and they have consequences all of their own, and they maybe even make us feel like we're a cold person, or that we are unfeeling or something. And that's not the case. You know, being in control of your own happiness means you have to seek that out, because no one's going to do that for you. So let's get some advice for you from Spirit when it comes to this situation. Advice, please. For pile 3, we have here the fantasy, Emily Bronte, and she wrote beautiful novels like Wuthering Heights, beautiful romantic haunting novels, but she died very young in her family home, and she never got a chance to live her dreams or her fantasy. She never had a partner, I don't believe, and there's this sense of, we have two choices. We can live in a fantasy realm and maintain that realm, and that's, you know what, that can be a really great place sometimes, because it's sort of an escape for us, or we can apply that fantasy and make it real. We also have the noose, so it's like self-sabotage, somebody hanging themselves up here, and we have the toad. The toad talks about grotesque humor, the grotesque and humor, and it's usually speaks to me about something that, you know, it's either so sad you laugh at it because there's nothing else you can do of the situation, or it sometimes speaks to me about, you know, something that we'll laugh at later. It's like when we overcome the obstacles and we look back at them, oftentimes those obstacles weren't as big as we thought that they were. The hurdle wasn't as big as we thought it was when we jumped over it. Advice, please, for pile 3. Owl, pay attention to the signs. They're calling you. Pay attention to your thoughts, your intentions, your feelings. Your guides are trying to communicate with you about the situation and about any stagnancies that you feel, the heartbreak that you feel. And then we have decisiveness, make a decision and take appropriate action. And we also have Beaver, go ahead and just do it. So Spirit is really calling you. They're kind of calling us out here in this reading and saying, if we want change, we can make it happen. But there's like someone watching that knows what has to happen on their end, because we can't control the other person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions. All we can do is really focus on ourselves. So we know what has to happen, but it's about making that decision and applying that. And Spirit says on the back of the deck, you always have a choice. They are not going to force you into that or into any decision. You always have a choice, and they're going to support you, and they're going to help you navigate that decision, and they're going to help you draw wisdom from any path you lead in life. please, when it comes to this connection. We have the recovery card, and you know what, this came up in pile 1 too, very similar cards in pile 1 as well, so there may be a message waiting for you there. The recovery card reminds us that we are the key to our own prisons. We are the key to our own situations that keep us at bay. So anything that keeps us frozen in place, unfortunately, it's not always our fault that we're frozen in place, but it's our responsibility to get ourselves out of it. Because somebody watching could be feeling like they're dissipating. And of course, these energies could be reversed. Your person could be experiencing this as well, feeling like they're dissipating in their situation. I do feel like there's definitely a divine feminine watching who is experiencing these feelings or experiencing this sense of being trapped in their current situation. Because it's like you're trying to maintain balance for everyone involved, and the only one that's happy is no one amidst that balance. Everyone has their arms crossed. Everyone is guarded. This person looks exhausted and sort of, it's like they've lost themselves. They almost look like a ghost. And you're worthy of love and abundance and happiness and emotional happiness. You don't have to sacrifice yourself or your happiness for other people, because they're all on their own journeys to walk as well. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. So we have communication opening up possibly in the future of this connection, but it's going to take a while because there are lots of obstacles here, and Spirit says that the obstacles might lie on your end. And so we know that we have a reflection to do, and we know that we have action to take. And there's the Lovers on its side. All the cards are sort of on its side today. The Lovers, the Fool, the King of Wands. And they're all sort of on this edge, on this precipice to kind of leap over. The Lovers is the attraction that you feel, but the decision you have to make. The Fool is the leap you have to take, but the fear of what lies on the other side of it. But you feel this intensity nipping at your heels. And here's the King of Wands, not feeling prepared for anything. Knowing how he feels, knowing what he wants, but not feeling prepared to kind of execute that. So everything's kind of laying in limbo right now, pile 3. It's laying in this state of limbo until this reflection is complete. Because we're sabotaging the movement forward here with our inaction towards applying our fantasies here in this connection. But all is not lost. That's why tarot is very helpful. If we see things that are slowing us down, that's why we do the reflection, so that we can create the change in the future that we're looking for. In the bowl today, we have the World Charm, and this is the one I dug out of my garden. It's got like a big slit in it. Actually, I think this actual charm was in the first one too, so that's interesting. We have here the World, which is talking about the world in motion. It's also talking about success and reunions. We have the Rose of Hope, because all's not lost here, but it's going to require us taking off our masks and making a decisive choice. We have the Chariot here. It's a bicycle, but there's no rider on it right now, so we have not made our decisive decision yet. We have Virgo. We also have the Knight of Swords, Knight of Swords, and a piano. So the piano could be significant. Maybe you play the piano, or there's music that really brings you back to a time and place with this person. This Knight of Swords wants movement. Like, that's a desperation. Like, it's a pressure that's building under that knight that's forcing him to charge forward. But he doesn't always know what the consequences will be of that action. So sometimes he hesitates. And we have, I already said Virgo. That is what I have for you today, pile number 3. And if it resonated with you, I would love to hear your story in the comments section. And I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and join our beautiful family if you haven't done so already. Be sure to drop me a comment and hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for that reading. But also the notification bell is important, because that's how I notify you when you are chosen for the winner. And congratulations to this month's winner. You can also check out Instagram and Etsy if you're interested. The links are below. And I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.